Have you ever felt a sickness that doesn't come from the body, but from the world itself? A sickness buried deep inside reality. Not in your lungs, not in your blood, but in the very soil beneath your feet, whispering to you when you're alone. That is ill. Ill isn't just a game. It's a wound, a festering hole torn open in the flesh of the world. It crawled its way into the gaming scene with nothing but a trailer, and left everyone paralyzed. No release date, no long descriptions. Just raw, grotesque, rotting horror. Developed by Clout Games, a relatively unknown indie team from Russia, Ill came out of nowhere. It wasn't backed by a AAA publisher. It had no massive marketing push. Just footage. Real, brutal, unfiltered horror footage. And that was all it needed. Clout Games is not your typical studio. This isn't a polished PR machine. These are horror fanatics, obsessed with the flesh, the bone, the decay of existence. Their founder, Vladislav Cipliak, is a filmmaker-turned-developer who treats every animation like surgery. He wants you to feel the pain. Every crack, every dislocation, every burst of pus. Pain is the language of ill. And when the trailer dropped, it was like pulling back the curtain on hell itself. No UI, no music, just heavy breathing, just dark corridors, just the sound of meat hitting the floor. First-person horror. But not like anything we've seen before. Not Amnesia. Not Resident Evil. This was different. This was organic. Every environment dripped with rot. The walls seemed to pulse. The enemies didn't just walk. They slithered, snapped, screamed in unnatural ways. They didn't look like monsters. They looked like people, people who had been turned inside out. The trailer doesn't explain anything. It doesn't need to. It throws you in a world where your gun won't save you. Where reloading is slow, agonizing. Where the horror isn't scripted, it's crawling after you in real time. And the worst part, everything in Ill is grounded in something real. In disease. In surgery. In biology gone wrong. Clout Games has spent years developing a proprietary gore system. Every bullet wound, every cut, every dismemberment. It's physics-based. Flesh reacts. Bones break dynamically. Blood spurts depending on the angle. It's not just visual, it's mechanical. If you shoot a leg, the enemy falls. If you blow off an arm, it still comes for you. The body doesn't stop, it adapts. This isn't just horror, it's evolution. Ill is inspired by games like Resident Evil, sure, but also The Thing. Silent Hill. Even Scorn, but with guns. It's not about jump scares. It's about dread. The kind that grows in your stomach slowly. The kind you can't shake off. The kind you remember after the console is turned off. But here's the twist, it's not just horror for horror's sake. There's a story underneath. A town. A disease. A reality that's coming undone. A past that's been buried, but not dead. You play a man. Maybe a cop. Maybe a survivor. We don't know yet. But he's infected. You can hear it in his breathing. See it in his shaking hands. You're not just fighting monsters, you're becoming one. That's what sets Ill apart. It's not about survival. It's about corruption. Every door you open might take away a part of you. Every enemy you kill brings you closer to them. The game makes you question, when do you stop being human? The second trailer was something else. If the first was a whisper from the abyss, the second was a full scream echoing through the void. It starts in silence. A slow pan over a ruined hallway. Wallpaper peeling like dead skin. Flies buzzing in the air like a warning. The camera lingers. Too long. It makes you uncomfortable. Then, something moves. Not fast. Not loud. Just, wrong. A shape. That shouldn't exist. Too many limbs. Not enough symmetry. The lighting isn't cinematic. It's clinical. Like a morgue light exposing every detail. You don't want to look, but you can't look away. This trailer introduces more than horror. It introduces mechanics. The way the character reloads, it's not animation, it's interaction. You see the hand trembling, the clip slipping, the reload not always working the way you want. It's immersive, and that's by design. Clout Games is building Ill in Unreal Engine 5. That's what allows for the insane detail, the nanite geometry, the lumen lighting, the physics-based gore system. But it's not just about graphics. It's about intimacy. You're not just seeing horror. You're inside it. First-person view with no HUD. You don't even know how much health you have. All you know is your breathing, your vision, and the blood on your hands. Every weapon feels heavy. Every bullet matters. It's survival horror in the most literal sense. You're not supposed to win fights. You're supposed to survive them. The devs said they wanted to bring back the fear of confrontation. If you hear footsteps down the hall, your first instinct isn't to shoot. It's to run. And that's real fear. Now let's talk about the company. Clout Games is independent, but they're working with Team 17, the same publisher known for indie hits like Blasphemous, The Escapists, and Worms. Team 17 doesn't usually touch horror, especially not body horror this extreme. But they saw ill and knew it was different. They knew it was special. They knew it was disturbing in the best possible way. And that makes ill unique. It's indie in heart, but built with the power of AAA tools. No corporate filters. No boardroom edits. Just pure, grotesque vision from creators who want to make you uncomfortable. Let's talk about the genre. Ill is body horror, psychological horror, survival horror, all in one. It's not just jump scares. It's existential terror. Think Cronenberg meets Resident Evil. It's about transformation, decay, helplessness. The kind of horror that lingers after you shut off the console and stare at your reflection, wondering if you look the same. And competition. Oh, it's fierce. In a world where Resident Evil 9 is coming, Silent Hill 2 Remake is around the corner, and Alan Wake 2 is redefining storytelling horror, Ill steps into the ring naked. No fame, no massive fanbase, just confidence in its vision. And somehow, that's more terrifying than any monster. Because Ill isn't trying to copy them. It's trying to corrupt them. To bring horror back to its roots. No more overpowered protagonists. No more over-explanation. Just you, a gun, and a hallway filled with something that hates the shape of your bones. The beauty is in the grotesque. In the realism. Enemies don't behave like video game villains. They twitch. They stomp. Some crawl. Some scream like they're still aware. Some don't even attack. They just watch you, until it's too late. Every room in Ill tells a story. A broken window. A bloody mattress. A wall covered in mold and rot. This isn't procedural. This is curated madness. Designed for players who don't just play horror, they live in it. There's something about silence in ILL. It's not just the absence of sound. It's the presence of something hiding in the absence. A breathing wall. A pulsing vein behind the concrete. The way doors creak just slightly more than they should. It's not random. It's intentional. That's where Ill truly becomes art. Because this isn't just a horror game. It's an experience. A simulation of decay, of infection, of transformation. The developers aren't building set pieces, they're designing disease. Each hallway is a symptom. Each level is a stage. And by the time you reach the end, you're not escaping the horror. You're understanding it, and maybe, accepting it. One of the most talked about features. Deformation. Not just environmental, but character-based. Your body in the game reacts. 2 hits, 2 injuries, to the infection. You might break your arm and have to use the other. You might take damage that makes your aim shake. You see your character degrade. And when you look in the mirror, yes, there are mirrors, you watch yourself rot. This mechanic changes the way you play. You're not immortal. You're not even strong. You're fragile. And the game treats you that way. No regenerating health. No infinite inventory. Just desperate decisions and limited tools. And that's the point. Ill wants you to panic. It wants you to feel that every door you open could be your last. That behind every corner could be the thing that ends you, not with a scream, but with a whisper. Let's go deeper into the story. While Clout Games hasn't revealed much, fans have picked apart every second of footage. There's a consistent theme of infection, of course. But not viral, not bacterial. Something older. Something biological but unnatural. A parasite. A curse. Some suggest it's Lovecraftian. Others say it's a failed experiment. But one thing is clear, whatever it is, it spreads. Through the town. Through the air. Through you. We've seen hints, newspaper clippings, voice lines, radio messages. A town that vanished. A lab that never existed. Files with names that are scratched out. The devs are telling the story through the environment, not exposition. It's Dark Souls-style storytelling in a survival horror skin. And about the characters, they're broken. We see short glimpses, a man crying into a sink. A woman with bandaged eyes. A child hiding under a bed whispering, "He's not my father anymore." These are not NPCs. These are victims. People already halfway gone. Talking to them might give you lore, or nightmares. Now let's talk about how it feels to play. Ill is not fast. It's not Call of Duty with zombies. It's slow, weighty, heavy. You feel every step. Your breathing changes when you run. Your hands tremble when you shoot. And the flashlight, it doesn't just follow your aim. It sways. It flickers. It struggles. Just like you. There's no multiplayer. No co-op. No safety net. Just you. Alone. In the dark. That was a conscious decision. Clout Games said horror loses impact when shared. Fear is a solitary experience. And Ill is about pure isolation. On PlayStation 5, that isolation becomes deeper. The DualSense controller amplifies everything: heartbeat vibrations, adaptive trigger tension when your gun jams, microphone picking up distant cries. It's immersive in a way that feels wrong. Like the game is breathing with you. And the visuals, disgusting in the best way. Photorealistic meat, flesh that glistens, teeth that chatter, eyes that look at you, even when you're not looking back. It's uncanny, unsettling, and absolutely beautiful in its ugliness. But perhaps the most terrifying part is what the game doesn't show. There are scenes, intentionally dark, blurry, out of focus. You hear things but don't see them. You imagine more than the devs reveal. That's real horror. Your own mind becoming the monster. Ill doesn't jump scare you. It drowns you, slowly, until you're not sure where the game ends and your own fear begins. So now, we wait. The release date, still unconfirmed. No exact launch window. No promises. Just whispers from the devs, and trailers that crawl under your skin. But the hype, it's real. And not because of influencers or paid reviews. But because every second of Ill feels dangerous. Every clip released is like opening a forbidden book. You know you shouldn't watch it. But you do. Again and again. Until it feels like the rot has reached you too. Now the question is, can Ill deliver? Can it stand tall next to titans like Resident Evil 9, which will surely offer polished gameplay and cinematic experience? Can it rival the surreal dread of Alan Wake 2, with its psychological twists and next-gen fidelity? Can it fight toe-to-toe with Silent Hill 2 Remake, a game built on nostalgia and trauma? And strangely, yes, not by copying them, but by doing the opposite. While Resident Evil leans toward action, while Alan Wake plays with narrative, while Silent Hill haunts you with memories, Ill infects you. It violates your comfort zone. It doesn't want you to understand. It wants you to surrender. And that's power. This is not a game for everyone. Casual players might bounce off it. Some will find it too disgusting, too slow, too much. But those who stay, the sick ones, the curious ones, the brave ones, they will find something in Ill they won't find anywhere else. They'll find truth. The truth that horror, real horror, is not about monsters. It's about what you become, when the lights go out. When your hands are covered in someone else's blood. When your heartbeat is louder than your footsteps. When you look in the mirror, and something behind your eyes has changed. That's the legacy Ill wants to carve. Not just a scary game. A disease. One that spreads player to player. A nightmare you willingly install into your console. Ill isn't trying to entertain you. It's trying to mark you. So next time you hear a trailer drop. Next time you see a hallway you've never entered before. Next time you think, I can handle this. Ask yourself, are you sure? Because in the world of Ill, you don't play the horror. The horror plays you. Fade to black, wet footsteps echo in the distance, a faint voice whispers, "You're